Hey everyone, it's Alex from Rad Titan. We're at Singapore Toy Game Comic Con and we're here with Kinetiquette, and we are here with the company. We're going to have a little look around. They're going to show us around their booth, and I'm here with Adeep. Very nice to meet you. And we're just going to go through some of their pieces and go through the history of the company. So I just want to ask you, how did the company get started, and also how did you come up with the name?
So we started out as freelance artists. So for me, I started doing freelance sculpting about 5 years ago, and then the other artist who's our art director, he's also been freelancing for a while, who's an illustrator. So, but we both were working in the games and film industry as animators. So the freelance stuff was kind of a side thing.
Yeah.
So that went on for about 2 to 3 years. So a couple of years ago, we decided, hey, because we collaborated before on, in our own stuff, he used to do designs and I used to sculpt them. So we thought, hey, why not just form a proper studio? Because we want to do licensed IPs, and we want to do it the proper way, hold the rights, actual license, and then do it, rather than just do a custom. So we thought, why don't we just do it together? So there's about 4 of us who are partners in this, and we co-founded the studio. So coming back to your question of how, so the name is a combination of the word maquette, which means a sculpture, which is like a moderate size of sculpture, and the word kinetic. So we combine them to create the word Kinetiquette. So which kind of literally means that maquettes that are in movement, and that kind of comes from our background in animation. So we like to create characters, like our art director Kit, he likes to draw characters in action poses, and for me, I also like to do sculptures in dynamic poses as well. So that's where the thing sort of came about, and yeah, hence the name.
Yeah, as you see, you can see on the stall here, there's all the pieces are very, very dynamic. And what we do is we'll just go through the pieces here. So we look at the pieces at the front here. Would you like to go through each of these? Or?
Yeah, so this is our Devil May Cry diorama. So this is actually it's debuting publicly for the first time. Basically, this is actually going up for pre-order online tonight. But at the show here, we're actually accepting pre-orders first. So this diorama is actually 2 sets, one of Virgil and Dante. So these are the 2 main characters in the game, from Devil May Cry, obviously. So basically, this set here is of Virgil in human and demon form, and same for Dante, who is human and demon form. But the unique thing here is that you can actually interconnect them in different ways. So for example, you could be connecting Virgil human versus Dante human, or you could even go Virgil human versus Dante demon, or same way, vice versa. So there's multiple combinations for these 2 sets, so this is the whole 2 sets combined together, which is about 4 feet long.
Sure. It's always nice for collectors to have them options to switch up and make it a little bit more personal.
Yeah.
And also, people are not always going to have this much display space, so it's nice to split them up.
Yeah.
Can you order these as a 4 as well, or?
No, they only come in sets of 2.
Okay.
So the reason why we did that is because we wanted the demon versions to have the same edition numbers as the human counterparts.
Yeah.
So of course, the popular choice would be to sell them individually, but what we did is combine them and also give them a more affordable price point compared to buying them individually, because if you buy them as a set, the price is actually kind of more economical. To say you're getting 2 characters, but we're not charging you, the price of 2 characters. So we're charging you less. So,
and also, if you were kind of to do them individually, something like Dante may have an edition size a lot higher than some of the others.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, but it's quite nice to do that way. And also the 1/6 scale, so it's quite a displayable sort of diorama there. So what we'll do is we'll just move over to look at the Ryu pieces over there.
Sure.
So that's it. Let's just go across here. Also, so there's Devil May Cry base there. What's that for?
Oh no, that's actually the base for the sword over there that our cosplayer is using.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's actually supposed to be mounted on the wall, and you can actually mount the sword on the wall.
Right.
So yeah, but it's not related to the statue.
Okay, you're just using that as a, yeah, okay. All right, so moving around here, we have the Ryu and the Evil Ryu. These are quarter scale, and the base kind of goes together there. So.
Yeah, so this is kind of different because usually our dioramas are 1/6 scale, and obviously for space issue, considering space issues, because if we did quarter scale dioramas, they would be like quite big and all that. But this is kind of unique because this is one of our first 1/4 scale statue, and you'll also notice that the poses are not too crazy. One of the reasons why we did this is because this diorama, The Beast Unleashed, is actually inspired by a popular fighting game player who plays Street Fighter. So he's very popular in the fighting game community.
Wasn't there like an exclusive where you get a figure of him? Or?
Yeah. So this diorama actually comes with a statue of him included. So it's like a 3-character diorama with that we sell as a set. So this one is not up for pre-order yet. It's still a work in progress. But the different, you'll notice that it's different from our usual crazy posing and all that, is because we wanted to actually show the two sides of Ryu. If you look at the base, it's like the yin-yang, the Chinese yin-yang style. So what we're trying to show on the left side here, which with the green grass, is that Ryu is more of a stable and calm character, and whereas the Evil Ryu is more wild, and his side of the grass is burnt, and obviously there's fire in the middle.
Sure.
Yeah, and classic fans of Ryu will actually notice the pose that we use for this Ryu, because we got questions from some of our fans that I don't remember this pose in the game exactly, but where did you get the inspiration from? So this pose is actually the original stance of Ryu's fighting style, which is the Assassin's Fist fighting style, which was actually shown in the live-action web series Assassin's Fist. So this stance is actually the fighting stance of the fighting style that Ryu has learned from his master. So yeah, so that's what we're trying to portray here. And excuse me. Yeah, so that's what we're trying to portray here for Ryu, and then of course the crazy wild side of Evil Ryu.
All right, if we move over here now to the 1/5 diorama. So.
Okay, so this is actually a work in progress. In fact, we're literally putting him together now. It's actually not just Mumm-Ra that you see here. If you're familiar with Thundercats, yeah. So. Yeah, sorry. It's actually a very large diorama of Lion-O fighting Mumm-Ra in Mumm-Ra's lair. So this is why that was the inspiration for the base here that you see, kind of like tricked out in our style, because it's not exactly copying the cartoon, the classic cartoon. And also you'll notice the design of Mumm-Ra himself is not following exactly the cartoon, but more of our own kind of take, but still keeping the classic elements. So again, here we don't have Lion-O on display yet. We're still
he's like up here.
Yeah, he's quite high, and then like they're clashing, kind of a crazy pose. Actually, personally, I just received it last night, so yeah, that's why we're kind of putting it together. But what I got like surprised by is the sheer size of it, because this is 1/5 scale, but the characters are larger than human. So it pretty much looks like a quarter scale statue.
It could easily be. It really could easily be. I mean, I have the quarter scale Mumm-Ra and Lion-O from Pop Culture Shock, and the Lion-O is just a big guy, a big character. So it'd be quite nice to sort of have this, but it's huge. I mean, like wow. Again, where would I put that? I mean, would you consider like a light up underneath here, or
that one we'll still look into it, but this is, as you can see, is a clear layer of resin. So we'll try some things out. We'll probably first paint it up,
Yeah.
and then maybe we might have light up features as well, because the actual pool of Mumm-Ra does light up in the cartoons. So yeah, we'll try things out. But this base is actually the first part. I mean, of course, you can display it as a diorama by its own.
Sure.
But what we have planned down the line is the other side of the pool, where you actually have another Thundercat, for example, Panthro, in this case, will be fighting Slith, one of the classic enemies of the Thundercats. So the whole idea is that this battle of Thundercats and Mumm-Ra and their enemies are taking place in Mumm-Ra's lair. So if this diorama does well, we hope to produce the rest of the dioramas that kind of interconnect around it. So it will create a huge battle scene between, you know, the Thundercats and the enemies.
That's what was always really disappointing about the Pop Culture Shock one, for example. They did Lino, they did Mumm-Ra, they did like previews of Chitara, and then it's like, they're gone.
So
really
here we designed it such a way that that even if, you know, we don't produce the rest of the dioramas, you know, this itself is in a showpiece of itself. You know, you're just seeing them fighting each other, right?
Sure.
But one good thing is that the edition size for these are about 250 only.
Wow,
so we're hoping that they're quite, you know, well received, and you know, considering there hasn't been many Thundercat statues of late.
No.
So,
and there's been a lot of demand for it as well.
Yeah.
A lot of sort of revival of the sort of 80s cartoons and things. But sort of moving on from that, I mean, the one thing I wanted to ask about was where is M. Bison? I wanted to see M. Bison. I mean, that statue looks great, and it comes in the display case. All the cape with black flows. It looks really nice. Where is it? I wanted to see that.
So okay, that's been a long time going on, because when we first showed it, we were not happy with the sculpt. We got some feedback as well, like the sculpt wasn't as good as people expect from us, so we scrapped the whole thing and redid the sculpt. And then again, we went back to the drawing board again because we thought, oh, it's not there yet. We still need to adjust the proportions. So actually, our prototype is done. But the only thing that we need to do now is create a new display box for the new size, because we adjusted its proportions. So we're just now waiting for that. So once that is done, once the new display levitation box is ready, you know, we'll be taking pictures and, you know, giving out the pre-order information very soon. So yeah, I mean, he's pretty much done. He's just now waiting for the display box.
All right, well, we'll finish up there. We'll wrap up there. I just want to say thanks. Thank you very much for your time. And guys, check out Kineticats, check out the website, check out the Facebook group. It'll be on my liked groups, so check it out for sure. Take care, guys. Peace. Help me on the camera.